right, so I think I'm going to start off the podcast just like talking a little bit, warming up out here in downtown Pomona. I'm actually at one of my favorite spots to get a haircut, the Cave Studio. If you haven't heard of it, it's right next to the Fox Theater. Hit up my boy Mark, but I'm excited. Today I have a fellow entrepreneur that I look up to, I respect. I've known him for a long time, and it's very far and few in between that I see a fellow creative that I see getting after it consistently. I see a lot of people come and I see a lot of people go, but without further ado, it's my boy Mark.
What's up, Valenti? How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, bro. Thanks for joining me.
No, thanks for having me, bro. Thanks for coming down to us.
Every time I come up in here, it's like a whole different scene. What are some new upgrades that you've done in the place?
Well, I always like to adapt to my atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to switch the lighting around. If a barber leaves, I like to adjust just the area, you know? So just the lighting. I added that light back there, but...
Is this supposed to be sagging like that?
I wanted it to, but...
It's trippy for sure.
I wanted it to for a little bit, but I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to switch it up.
Switch it up? Why?
Yeah, just to make it look more cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I mean, it looks like it's just all you need is a hook right there and then thing.
Yeah. But I did want it to look more like a web, not necessarily too flat, because I did get an inspo online.
Right.
And they didn't have it flat. It was more of like synced in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's definitely got a collapse feeling to it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I do have some clients like, hey, bro, you need, you know. I'm like,
your ceiling's falling. Right?
Yeah, like, no, all right, let's fix it.
Dude, this place, how many changes have it got? It went from a content studio to a barbershop, now back to a barbershop. What is it? Is it a content creation station,
bro.
or is it a barbershop? Which one is it?
I wouldn't like to call it a barbershop. I would like to call it more of a studio,
Like a
loft,
creative
space, exactly.
All things creative.
Yes.
So what kind of services can you find in here? I know you could do estheticians stuff.
So I mean, right now we're all barbers, so we give out pretty damn fresh haircuts. Everybody in here does a really great job.
How many seats you got?
I have 5 chairs.
Oh shit. Okay. How was that managing 5 different seats?
It's cool. No, it's cool. No, everybody takes care of their own. You know, I like to just, you know, hey, just next time do this, do that, whatever it is they got to do. But they hold it down, man.
I mean, I'm sure it's like light work to you at this point, but I mean, I've heard some of your stories. I know it hasn't always been easy, like getting to this point. What would you say some of your biggest struggles have been just as an entrepreneur, like getting to where you're at? Why do you think most people like fail? They can't?
Consistency. I feel like a lot of people, it's hard for them to be consistent and especially disciplined. Because it's not always great, and I'm pretty sure you know that, bro. You know,
it's easy to have faith when shit's going.
Yeah,
right.
bro. But I like to leave things in God's hands, and He always places you in the right direction. As long as you move with good intentions, God's always going to be there for you.
That part, and I feel like a lot of people are really quick to say whether it's a blessing or a curse, because you know I've had plenty of situations where I lost an opportunity, but then when one door closes, another one opens.
Exactly.
You know, but it's just. Yeah, no, I get it. I think a lot of people too, they also overcomplicate shit. Like for me, before I was coming here today, I was getting myself like wound up and just like a little bit nervous because I wanted it to be perfect, and I already have this first episode, and I shot them on the Sony FX3s, and I feel like I have to maintain the certain quality, but then I have to remember what the overall mission is. It's about the story. It's about who we can help. It's not about having the best quality. And once I started to move like that, not even just with this podcast, but just how I produce content for people, that's when I started getting consistently booked out. A lot of like starting creatives, they're so worried about having all the specs in order first, 4K quality, perfect lighting, and then they neglect the story. Like whatever we're talking about right now, whether it's shot on an iPhone, whether it's shot on a Sony FX3, if it's valuable content, and people are gonna fuck with it, you know. So I'm just practicing not overcomplicating stuff and just taking action. Do you feel like taking action mitigates all those thoughts in your head, like, oh, you shouldn't do it? Do you feel like it promotes clarity, taking action?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's not always about perfection. Like I said, it's more of the consistent of what you are giving out. You know, because you can shoot something with an Android, but as long as you're giving out really good advice, content-wise, you know, people are gonna people are gonna fuck with it. You know, people are gonna support it, and people are gonna learn something. As long as you're giving something valuable out there, people are gonna like.
Speaking of content and marketing, how's your relationship with that? Like being, you know, a barbershop that's a little bit elevated, it's not street level, you don't have walk-ins coming in. What's your relationship with marketing, and how important is it, you know, just to have consistent flow of business as a barber?
Well, I like to book everything through appointment only.
Right.
Only because of the space that I'm in, you know, like I can't get no walk-ins in here, you know. But
do you feel like in your situation, are you on top of marketing? Are you consistent with the content? Or
yeah, I would say so. I've been cutting hair for 14 years now.
So I'm sure you probably have like a word of mouth thing.
Word of mouth and recognition. And then one thing I learned about cutting hair, being a barber, entrepreneur, you market yourself in a way where you want people to view you as, you know. So I'm a family man, I'm a father, I'm a business owner, I'm a barber. So I market all of that. So it's not necessarily like, oh, haircuts on my feed, haircuts. Like, no, you know, I'll show what I really do on my daily lifestyle. And just by promoting and marketing that, sometimes I get clients in my chair and they're like, oh yeah, I found you, you seem really cool, you know, and the haircut is just a plus.
Right.
You know?
No, I love that you actually mentioned that, because that's what I'm doing with my stuff as well. I forgot for so long that we're human. There's so much more to us than just, you know, our job, our career. You know, people want to see that.
That's what I tell these guys, you know, because they're like, damn, my haircut, they want to post haircuts. I'm like, no, bro, like, promote yourself. What it is that you do. Go to the gym, record yourself at the gym, you know, talk a little bit, give some information out there of like who you are. People will fuck with you just by you showing them who you really are. Be organic, you know?
So I'm an upcoming barber. I don't have any experience. I don't have any followers. What is some advice you can give me, you know, to get the ball rolling a little bit with content and clients?
Pretty much show yourself. Don't just hide behind the chair. And I feel like that's what a lot of upcoming barbers do. They'll hide behind the chair instead of showing who they are. It's simple as just taking a picture, posting it.
Why do you think they don't post?
Insecurities, for sure. I've run into a lot, and maybe it is for sure insecurities. And I was there once, but when I realized how I can market myself, I saw a big change.
The possibility.
Exactly. You just have more opportunities that open up towards you. So when opportunities come, you want to make sure you're ready to take them, because not everyone is there to take them.
And I feel like people look past marketing, like they think just because they're doing good doesn't mean they can't do better.
Yeah.
You know, like most people in situations, they're just you know, a dry week away from losing their car or losing their house or whatever. And I don't like to leave things up to chance, and that's what like word of mouth does. So that's why I'm always consistent on posting, even though I'm not, you know, maybe getting a booking directly off of that post. I'm either planting seeds or I'm getting a job. You know, that person that hit you up for the job, they've probably been thinking about it, but because you posted that picture of your family, oh, I thought of Mark. Oh, I do need to get a haircut. Let me book
Exactly.
It's most of the time, it's not going to be because of like, oh, I saw that amazing fade, I need to book it right away. Like, you know what I mean? And plant the seed throughout the week. Now he needs it. You posted a family picture. You know, that's marketing. And I feel like people overcomplicate the whole marketing process when it's really not that complicated.
Yeah, so people need to see who you are. You know, they see who you are automatically, and they're like, oh, I need a haircut, you know, or oh, I need to book a shoot. You know, whatever it is that you do, don't just focus on your job, like you said earlier. Don't just focus on your job. Your Instagram, if that's all you have as a platform to reach clientele, use that as your like pretty much kind of like a journal, you know what I mean? Like pretty much
documenting
everything you do. You know, when you document everything you do, you will find your following growing, because people are interested into seeing your lifestyle of who you are, because maybe that's who they want to become, or somewhat relatable. You know, they want to be a videographer, so they're going to follow you. They like your content, the quality, but like you said, it's not always focused on the quality.
Here's one thing that I think about when I'm posting content. It's like, I'm sure you can relate to this too when you were first coming up. Who am I to be posting these barber tips and tricks? And you know what I mean? Like I think of people like Christian Blends. I think of people like Mark or whatever. Like why do I deserve to post tips and tricks or whatever? Like if anything, you're more qualified as a beginner, whether you're a photographer, videographer, barber, tattoo artist, because you're living the beginner experience.
Exactly.
I know as a professional who's been doing this a long time, I get out of touch with certain, essential things that are very important for content creation. And when I see someone who may be starting out, maybe not have as much experience as me, I love running into these people because they remind me of the essentials of what makes great content, So if you're a barber, a tattoo artist, like, yes, post a video about how to sanitize your station before you're doing a tattoo. Yes, show them how to, clean up your clippers or whatever. Like, just because you're not, 10,000 followers in and, you have all this clout behind you doesn't mean you can't post valuable information to advanced people and beginner people. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like when you were starting out, like you would get in your head and you would think of those things or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone does, and sometimes when I'm on social media for a little bit that I am, I see beginner barbers, and you look at their following and they're hella popping. They have a lot of following only because they're documenting everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you start your documenting everything in your journey, whatever it is that you do, other barbers or anyone, whatever it is, the job that they're doing, they're gonna realize like, damn, this guy's not even that great, but he's popping on here.
Bro,
Why do you think that is?
I run into so many haters
are gonna be there.
No, 100. But I'm saying like
we could talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
You want to talk
We're
about
not
it?
gonna touch on it too much, but it's funny coming across like people who have been in the industry longer and I guess considered more professional.
Yeah.
They'll be hitting on the younger ones like yeah, he gets booked out, but he just started or whatever. But it's like they're letting their pride and ego get in the way of money. You know what I mean? They're too cool to post. Like I know it's really bad in the tattoo industry. A lot of people don't like to post. They don't want to put themselves out there because it will get fucking ripped apart in the comments.
Damn.
Because the tattoo community, it's a little bit more harsh, a little more rugged and stuff. So I definitely feel for you in that aspect. But still, don't let the old heads talk you out of getting after your money.
It's in the barber industry. It's the same thing. Yeah. Like sometimes, not every haircut is gonna be 100% fresh. But we try our best to provide a great haircut as well with a great conversation.
Dude, speaking of followers and haters and stuff, I wouldn't even call them haters, but I started a creative talk podcast. And right now, at first I was just going to follow myself and my accounts. Then I was like, nah, let me follow at least the people that have been on the podcast. But I'm not following any friends or family or expecting any support or whatever engagement. And if anything, I think this page will be better because it's funny, I've noticed with my page, there's a lot of friends and family and stuff. And I don't get as much support as you think you would from somebody, who says they love you or like, helped raise you or something like that. It's just because they're family doesn't mean...
Why do you think that is?
I think because a lot of the time, people don't like to be reminded of their stagnation. They don't like to be reminded of that because... when they see you succeeding, they see you leveling up, it makes them look at themselves and like, oh, we both started off at 1,000 followers, but now he's 10,000 followers and I'm still 1,000 followers. And I've noticed that rubs people the wrong way, especially people that know you. It's usually the ones who don't know you, complete strangers, that are your best supporters. So that's why I want to have a page dedicated to people who are actually here for my mission and, the value I'm trying to teach people. Like, they're not just following for a follow back, or they're not just liking for a like back. I don't want that kind of energy on my page anymore. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that with friends and family? Like it's almost like it's hard to move up with them, in life.
No, yes, definitely. It's sometimes they just don't want to get overpassed.
Did you have when you told your parents you wanted to become a barber or you wanted to do this full time, like was there any kind of struggle, or was it like are you sure? Are you sure, mijo?
Yeah, well, I remember my dad was really supportive of it. Uh-huh. Like he was really supportive of it. He's the one that pretty much got me my first shed.
Dude, that's so cool.
At home, and I built it into like a little mini space for me to cut hair. Mm-hmm. So he was, my mom was as well, of course. But I did have family members that were kind of like, you want to cut hair for a living?
Yeah.
You know, and it was just kind of
Because some people can't see the vision. That's how they feel about me with their photography and videography. Because, like, I'm sure in their generation, like, social media was not the thing, so they can't really see how they can use all this content in so many different categories. They think, like, oh, you're just gonna book like $100 shoot for the month, and that's like, no, that's not all you're doing. Like, I'm doing YouTube, I'm doing TikTok, you know, TikTok influence. Like, there's so many possibilities now.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure this has opened a lot of doors for you, and you've met a lot of great people that gave you opportunities.
Exactly. That's what that's what I love about what I'm doing. Like, I'm not even trying to make any money off this podcast thing. Later down the road, if I want to get some affiliates in there, you know, by some camera people or.
Yeah, but you don't know how far it will take you.
Exactly.
You know, who is it going to reach that is going to hit you up and be like, hey, I want to be in your podcast, you know, let's link up or something. And you're going to be like, holy crap. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I've been knowing this person. I can't believe he's hitting me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and it's also funny too. Like, I'm not, I think if I was younger, I'd be more salty about it, but I have hit up some people and I thought they for sure would have said yes or whatever, but it's like, they're like, nah, whatever. Like, oh, who knows? It could be because they don't like being on camera or whatever, but
a lot of people
I'm
don't
sure
like.
Once it starts popping off, I get 10,000 followers, everyone's going to be like, hey, he's only been on the
yeah,
podcast.
exactly. And it's always like that. It's always like that. Because I've had people that didn't really want a haircut from me. They've cut their hair somewhere else, and that's cool with me. I don't mind. I don't get mad when my clients go somewhere else or my clients need a haircut. Hey, do you know somebody that could say, oh yeah, definitely shoot you this way. They're gonna be appreciated because I actually, oh, thank you for, you know, I'll go with you next time. But damn, I forgot.
No, I get what you're saying.
You know
like, it takes away from your, like focusing on another man's pockets or just like.
Yeah, that's one. Say that again one more time.
Focusing on
please.
another man's pockets is insane in 2025.
And you can tell right away who is doing that, bro.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's not cool, man.
But,
you know?
but they don't realize the damage they're doing to themselves. Like, I believe you only have so much energy in a day. You only have so many decisions you can make before you get burnt out and they become like half-ass energy. You know, so you thinking about another man's situation or worrying about why the client isn't working with you, that's energy you could be getting or putting towards the client who is going to appreciate you and who is going to fuck with your service.
Pocket watch, man.
Yeah, pocket watch.
Other people, bro.
Yeah.
That's a big one. You
Bro,
don't want to do that. Don't waste your energy on that.
One thing I really wanted to talk about with you kind of goes back to the confidence thing. One thing I really admire about you is your fitness journey. And I didn't even realize how far you came with it until I saw you post
Progress?
that picture, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you got that big. How much did you weigh in that picture?
Okay, so the heaviest I've ever been, I remember this day.
Yeah.
I remember this day because I stepped on the scale after I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, how did I get here? 232 pounds of just fat.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Uh-huh.
But yeah, bro, 232 pounds, no muscle, just fat.
Yeah.
And
Whole different person.
yeah, completely different person. And I was already in my second. I had my daughter. You know, I had my daughter. You know, everybody goes through this, like, oh, I just had a baby or relationship weight.
You know what? Not everyone probably has that thought, but not everyone chooses the path that you did.
Yeah.
Which is the hard path.
Yeah, of course. And one thing that really, like, triggered me to move and make a change was I'm really consistent in my workspace. I'm really consistent in my job. I was like, how consistent can I be in my fitness, in my health, not just for myself, but for my family? So I started, and when I started, it was taking off. And once it took off, the confidence that I gained in myself was insane.
Most people don't. I feel like most people don't really prioritize fitness because they can't wrap their minds around the lifestyle and just like how great everything is going to become because they haven't experienced it yet. You saw me. I got to 260, bro.
I remember.
Yeah, 260, bro. And it's
remember.
like, and I feel like I was able to push back to kind of where I was before. I'm still not even there yet, but I was able to get there, and really no problem because I knew what it was waiting for me on the other side. Some people are just like, I heard this is the right thing to do. It's hard as fuck. Like, I feel like I'm doing good shit. Like, and then they give up because their mission isn't big enough. You know, their why isn't big enough.
Life is hard. You know what I mean? You can't really tell yourself, oh, this is hard because you're not going to do shit. You're just going to complicate things. You just got to get
One thing I
started.
wanted to say too, before we veer too much off the topic, was going back to the family and the fitness. I heard something really cool quite profound on Instagram the other day. It was like, okay, you'll die for your family, but will you stay in shape for your family? Will you go to bed on time for your family? Wake up early for your family? A lot of men say they would do crazy things for their family, you know, but will they do those things to better themselves and the overall family? Most of the time they don't do that, you know, because that's the real hardship. That's what makes you a man.
Yeah.
Being consistent yourself and constantly improving. It's hard. Like, I'm only 24, about to turn 25, and I've been ready to throw in the hat multiple times, you know, but I feel like every time we get out of those ruts, we just become stronger and stronger, and we're less likely to get in those ruts because I feel like our mission gets bigger, and just the overall, you know, just taking action just promotes more.
What keeps you going? You said you want to throw the multiple. You said you wanted to throw the towel multiple times, but what keeps you going from throwing the towel?
Just I guess looking back how far I've come and understanding that everyone's going through the same thing. It's really hard to keep on pushing when it feels like it's just happening to you. And that's how I used to feel all the time when I was first coming up, because I didn't meet as many creatives, I didn't meet as many entrepreneurs. But once I started getting into the photography and videography space, and I started talking to more business owners, like, they're just like the rest of us. Like, I thought if he just owned a coffee shop down the street, like, oh, his bills are paid, he's basically like Bill Gates.
No,
like,
everyone's going
like, bro,
through
everyone's living check to check. Most people, you know, very very few entrepreneurs are like making rent or like making enough for profit. You know, I know there's a lot of them out there. I'm just saying most business owners that I've met, there's no game plan. It's just like most of them would probably be better off working for somebody. A lot less stress, a lot less headache about the money. But what do you think, what characteristics do you think someone like you possesses to be able to maintain a successful business? Because it's not easy.
It's not easy. And it's honestly my family, my kids, my wife.
I was going to ask you about that. I was like, how has becoming a family man
It changed
the way you
my
go about
life.
life and just business in general? Like,
It changed my life. Once you understand your purpose of who you are, and not just who you are, but who you became, your life, you're gonna change. Your mindset changes as long as you move correctly, and you
I've heard that a lot. Like,
understand.
when you have kids.
Yes,
like,
because
your drive
you
comes from-
find more. Your drive shoots off the roof.
But not everybody possesses those characteristics, because there's some guys who do have kids and they just become more pieces of shit. They're in the bar all day.
That's
just
true.
drinking. So why did you choose the right path and some people don't? I don't.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
How
But
you were raised?
all I can say is I remember who I was when I first started as a family man, and way before that. And I can tell you I'm a completely different person. But the reason why I do it is because I love my kids. I love my wife, but my kids, I really want them to become the best version of themselves. So I try to become the best version of me so they can see who I am, so they can see who they can become.
I think it goes back to what we were saying before, just like having genuine intentions.
Exactly.
Like, not everybody is blessed with wanting to help people and just uplift people. I think it's just you're just a good dude. You know what I mean?
And sometimes being a good dude will damn. What
No,
was
you're
I gonna
good.
say? Sometimes being a good dude will. What is that? I've heard it so many times. Is that you can't be too nice either.
Yeah, no. There's a
what I'm saying?
fine line, and that's honestly, I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's my
Because
thing.
being a good dude has fucked me up so many times, bro.
100. I think
People take advantage of you being a great person.
this is it right here. There's a difference
it is.
between being friendly and kind. I think those are the two that I heard the other day. But there's a big difference. For me, when I was first starting out, I would think a big part of why they booked me was because of how nice I am and the things I'm doing for them. They could give a shit less about that.
Well, a lot of people take advantage over that.
Yes, exactly. If you're too nice, you're willing to go out of your way too much, they'll take as much as you can give them. You know, that's most people. Yes, there are some people who are just like considerate, but don't expect that. But yeah, I'm not a dick to people when they hit me up, but I'm just straight to the point. Let them know what I can offer. Let them know what I can and can't do. And if they want to work with me, cool. If not, no worries. But yeah, I have noticed that when I am too friendly or too excited to do things, it almost kind of turns people off. You know, like why is this guy so excited? Like, what?
Yeah, I'm guilty for that. I've been through
Like,
that.
I'm sure
all
when
the
you're first
time.
starting out, you're like, hey, how's your day going? You kind of get you some coffee or blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like doing too much. What was that day where you were like, you know, fuck this. I'm not gonna be a dick. I'm gonna be nice, you know. But
Bro, just being fucked over
yeah,
by
how would they fuck you
multiple people,
over?
bro.
How would they fuck you over?
It's just being too nice. Sometimes will
They start to expect it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like say for example, like okay, you were hired to do this shoot on this day. You're just gonna take the photos, you know. But you're like, and they're like, oh, can you do a little video too? And you know, blah blah. And it's like, yeah, I don't normally do that, but I guess
I'll shoot it in there.
Yeah, I'll shoot it in there. And then every time you link up, he's gonna pay you for the photo shoot and expect video as well.
Expect more.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah,
You
and
know?
it's like, bro, this is what I do. You know, appreciate my time and my work, and then I'll provide you something. It would be better if it's like, yo, you know what? I really shot some good content. Let me throw an extra video for you,
Yeah.
and they're gonna appreciate that.
Yeah.
But you know, like sometimes.
But when you start asking for
Yeah,
it,
nah, you can't ask for it.
Don't do that.
It comes from the good heart of a person to do
Yeah.
it, but you don't really want to ask too much for somebody.
But yeah,
you
that's
know?
one. That's a very. I'm so glad you brought that up. Was a tough pill for me to swallow. Was understanding that there's a line that you don't want to cross with the kindness. Like just don't fall into the trap of thinking that your niceness is what's going to get you booked. If they believe that you're the guy to get the job done, they're going to book with you.
Of course.
You know, that's one thing I do respect about tattoo artists. They're very blunt, very dry.
Yeah.
Like they could give a shit less about, you know, what you think of them. And they're just like, yeah, I can do it for this price, you know, whatever, deuces.
Yeah, it's like do something good, do something nice, but don't really expect anything back either. You know. Well,
So where do you see yourself in the next like 5 to 10 years? Are you still gonna be here at the Cave Studio or what?
shoot, I get hit up all the time about me. Hey, are you still at the studio? You plan on leaving soon? And I'm just like,
I've had that vape.
Huh?
I've had that vape.
Yeah.
Good.
Wait.
So 10. So you're still gonna be here cutting up hair.
Oh yeah, so people hit me up and they ask me like, hey, are you still at the cave? Are you still at the studio? Are you planning on leaving anytime soon? And I don't know, it gets me thinking like, do they want to come up here or what is it? Why are they asking me? You know, but I mean, everything is going smooth right now. But I mean, I do have plans for later on in the future. But like I said, you just want to keep your opportunities open. So when you do get the chance to get an opportunity, you just want to be ready for it. Because I've gotten opportunities before and I just wasn't ready, you know, financially or whatever the case was. So, you know.
Do you feel like momentum? Like how important is momentum to you?
Momentum.
Yeah, like when I say momentum, I've noticed this with my business. Like I'll have a lot of engagement, a lot of likes and stuff like that, and I'll think like, oh, it's just gonna run on its own. And that's where a lot of entrepreneurs get it fucked up. Like they started their podcast to get some likes, and then, oh, it's just gonna flow on its own. Like no, you need to be re-innovating, constantly checking what's working, what's not working for you, and then improve on that and keep on going. Like Andrew Tate said it before, when a rocket's going up into space, like it doesn't slow down. It needs that energy to, you know, get past the atmosphere and all that. And that's what you need as an entrepreneur. You need that momentum. To break
consistency, discipline, you know.
Exactly,
You got to
yes,
keep pushing, you know, because you never know when.
You don't know what's like me and you. Remember when I got that job out here in Pomona with Marco?
Yes.
Like we were gonna go. We shopped at Fox Theater, and I actually pulled up, and I didn't have my SD card. I could have just went home and just like, we'll do it another time.
No, but what did you do? You used what you had at that time.
Exactly. I forced myself. I got that shot and ended up getting a job from it. But I didn't know I was gonna get a job from it. The camera turned off, so we're restarting kind of where we left off.
Okay.
But I don't know if it got this last part. But we were talking about how I got. That shot that I didn't even want to get, but I followed through with it and I ended up getting a job from it. So like I was saying, even if it's not the most thought out, even if it's not, you know, a perfect plan and you can't see the end vision, that doesn't mean there's not something for you at the end of the road. There's been so many times where I like, you know what, I'm not going to hit up this person. Well, let me just see what's going on. And I hit him up and then they ended up needing me and it was an amazing deal or whatever. But don't talk yourself out of like, you know what, they probably won't need my service or whatever. Just reach out, go do that shoot because you don't know what's at the end of the road. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. But Yeah, I appreciate you joining me, bro.
Nah, appreciate you having me.
Of course.
You know, let's link up soon and do this
Sweet.
again.
Hell yeah.